Viva Big Ten. Could our beloved Big Ten football championship game be headed to Sin City? Is the Big Ten looking to plant their flag even deeper and make their presence even more known on the western part of the United States?
From LA to Piscataway, all Big Ten all year long. This is Big Ten 10.
The reporting on this has kind of gone back and forth. There was an article about a week and a half. There was a report about a week and a half ago that says, yeah, this is being discussed. Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic came out and tweeted that say, hey, wait a minute. I talked to a Big Ten source and this is a nothing burger. This is really nothing at all. It doesn't appear that this is the case. And then we heard from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority President and CEO, Steve Hill. He said in a text message that he says, the Big Ten has asked us to submit proposals. So I don't know where exactly this stands as of right now, but it sounds at least that it's being floated out there, maybe being talked about, tossed around at least in Big Ten circles right now, or at least they want to hear what Vegas can bring to the table in terms of hosting a Big Ten championship. All right, let's kind of dive into this. The first thing that I really want to cover is this. Las Vegas is a expanding sports town. Las Vegas is a budding sports town. Of course, it started with the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the success that they have had in the National Hockey League. We know about the Raiders, right, coming from the Bay Area of Oakland in the NFL, and they're in Las Vegas now in Allegiant Stadium, where this Big Ten football championship game would be played if it were held in Las Vegas. And then, of course, we got the Oakland Athletics, another Bay Area team. Sounds like they're going to be moving to Vegas in Major League Baseball here pretty soon. So Vegas continues to build its sports smorgasbord, so to speak. This is a big-time site for sports now, especially big-time sporting events. The Super Bowl in 2024 is going to be held in Las Vegas. When an event is held in Las Vegas, it's a big deal. And of course, we know the West Coast presence that the Big Ten has right now. I just don't want this move to Las Vegas to be catering to the West Coast teams that are coming into the conference. Of course, the Pac-12 over the years, the last few recent years, has held their championship game in Las Vegas as well. I understand what it brings. I understand the attention that having a football championship game in Las Vegas brings. This should not be, even though it would be a very interesting neutral site since Las Vegas is not in the Big Ten footprint, I just don't think that this is going to be a permanent solution like Indianapolis has been over the years. They've been a great host ever since the inception of the Big Ten championship game. Okay, so I don't believe this is going to be permanent. But what about in a rotation, which I've said previously on this channel, that the Big Ten championship game should definitely rotate. Okay, like the Super Bowl, it's going to rotate networks and it should definitely rotate sites going forward once we really dive into the meat of this Big Ten TV deal. Okay, look at all the other great venues you have in the Big Ten footprint. Of course, you have SoFi Stadium, a state-of-the-art stadium, just hosted the College Football Playoff National Championship game last season in Los Angeles. You want to build your brand in Los Angeles? You want to make the folks in that area aware of the Big Ten? Having the conference championship game, having the biggest game of the year in LA, in Tinseltown, I think would be a great step with that. How about getting back to our original Midwestern footprint? Chicago is building a new indoor stadium as well. We know what Minneapolis has in US Bank Stadium, right? They've hosted some big time events. They've hosted a Super Bowl. They've hosted a Final Four. So you look at Chicago, you look at Minneapolis, of course, what Indianapolis has done. You look at Detroit's Ford Field, which of course is going to host that Penn State, Michigan State game this season. There are plenty of venues to really rotate through in the Big Ten football championship game schedule. I'm curious to think if Tony Petitti and company is thinking of balancing out the rotation from the West Coast to the, well, let's call it the original Big Ten footprint, or the existing Big Ten footprint, I should probably say. I'm curious to think if he's going to have, let's have a game in LA, then let's have a game in Indianapolis. Let's have a game in Las Vegas, and then let's have a game in Chicago. Let's have, and then just continue to alternate with Los Angeles and Las Vegas as the West Coast destinations for the Big Ten Championship game. And then you take a look at the other 4 that I mentioned in terms of rotations in that pattern as well within the Big Ten Championship game format. I just don't want us to get into a situation with moving the championship game out to Vegas, potentially permanently, that we're catering a lot towards the incoming West Coast schools. I want the West Coast schools to come in. I want them to feel at home. I want them to feel that they are a part of something and they are a part of this. But I also want this to be balanced. Look at what the Big Ten has done on the basketball side of things. I think they've given access to a lot more fans, right? Historically, they've had it in Chicago and in Indianapolis, as we know, but they've moved it to New York City, Washington, D.C. Last year, I was there last year for the women's basketball championship between Iowa and Ohio State. The men's and women's tournaments are going to be in Minneapolis here this year as well. So rotating it around the Big Ten footprint, I think, exposes more fans to that on-site feel and the on-site excitement of the biggest Big Ten football game of the season. The rotation is what I think is very key. If they want to rotate it and have it in Las Vegas, is it my number one option? No. But I could see where that could maybe fit in if they want to balance the West with the East and the current footprint within the Big Ten Conference as well. Now, if you throw Vegas in there, could you throw the new Tennessee Titans Stadium in Nashville as well? There's a lot more possibilities. Of course, they want it in a indoor facility. They maybe want it in a warm weather environment. Who knows, down the road, you get some schools from the Southeast, they could maybe have it where the Miami Dolphins play. I forgot the name of what that stadium is now. Is that still Hard Rock Stadium? I forgot what it's called. It's been changing names a lot through the years, but having down in Miami, I think the rotation is the biggest piece of this for me. That's the biggest piece. I think having and granting fans that much more access to this kind of thing, I think, is the biggest thing going forward for the Big Ten as far as the Big Ten championship game is concerned. I want to hear what you think. Do you think that having Vegas in the rotation would be a good thing? What about a permanent spot in Las Vegas? Kind of a neutral site field, not within the Big Ten footprint. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching Big Ten Ted, where it's all Big Ten all year long. Make sure to like the video to spread the word of Big Ten Ted to the masses, and subscribe to the channel for updates on Big Ten content that drops every day.